You okay, bub? How you doing, Bubba? Okay, so obviously our nighttime walk is a little different than our daytime walk, but I thought that I would take you along with us because it's actually a really nice long walk. And he likes it, and so do I. So here we go. Ready? The great thing about walking this late is that there's not a lot of people out. Sometimes there's dogs out, but you know. He's got his little spots that he stops at. Also, I'm gonna pause the camera when I have to stop and pick up the poop. Sorry about it. Obviously. You know, like I've said before, like when I walk him, the walks that he and Lucky got before Lucky passed away and the walks that he gets now are, I can guarantee you, like at least 4 or 5 times the size of what they got when we lived in Toronto. Why did I almost say Hamilton? Oh my God. Actually, it's just really funny. Is that I think the walks that we get here are sort of like tantamount to the same walks that we ever did in Hamilton. Because in Hamilton, we walked from King to Wentworth, up Wentworth to Stinson, across Stinson, down Stinson to Wellington, and then across over to our home. So we did some pretty amazing walks in Hamilton. But I never recorded them for any of you. I'm sorry. I know. I am a bad human companion. I admit it. There's the moon right there. Let's see if we can get a... Oh, that's the closest we can get. Ooh. Looks like Krypton. Or a diamond with a little spotlight on it. Let's go, Baba. We got this. Oh, they just built this here. So I don't know if what they're going to do with this, but it kind of looks like they're moving the bus stop from here to here. Which is like, I mean, like that is like a huge gap. Like, I don't know how they managed to like think about moving it like 2 feet, but kind of amazing. Right? Just saying. Okay, so we come down this little side street here. It's my IGA. It's closed. They close at 10. It says IGA Extra, but I don't know what the extra is for, but whatever. It's okay. I think maybe we think the extras like because they have prepared meals in there as well, so maybe that's what How did I just figure that out while I'm walking my dog? Crazy. I'm not just a pretty face, you know. I just play one on TV. I'm just kidding. I don't play anyone on TV. I wish. I did just actually find out. I just figured out that they filmed the new McDonald's commercial, the Szechuan chicken commercial, Szechuan sandwich, sorry, here in Laval. They filmed it at the corner of Saint Martin or whatever, and so that was kind of cool to watch. Like the moment I saw it, I was like, oh, I know that building. I know everything in that area. So kind of cool. Let's go, Baba. That's me in the shadows. Hi. Move it along, princess. Oh, you know what he was just doing? Okay, so one of the things that Lucky and Charlie used to do a lot is, so a lot of people, I keep saying so, I'm sorry. I don't think a lot of dog companions understand that when dogs sort of like stop and start sniffing, they'll come up and they'll do something like this. And that is actually because they have smelt a female's pee. And there's sort of, it's like a hormonal type sort of like thing. And So he does that a lot. Like, he's actually started doing it more since Lucky has left, but he didn't used to do it as much, and so now he sort of like stops and is like at the pee. So I have to sort of like dictate what's just peeing and what's just like sitting there smelling the grass. You know, my mother would be so proud. She would have had a little boy that smells grass all day. Seeing as I don't like grass at all. And by grass I mean pot. I mean, I don't mind grass on like the thing and stuff. That doesn't bother me. Oh, we're getting ready. Look at him. He knows exactly. He's like, I'm gonna go in the dark. I'm gonna make shit happen. Oh, wait, no. Oh, he's fully getting out in the middle of the open. Okay. We're gonna pause. And we're done with peeing, and yet he still does the sound. Here we go. Come on, bud. Good boy. So here, I know I keep saying here's the thing. I may edit it out, I may not, but you know, with my anxiety and with my OCD and with every sort of like everything else, every sort of like acronym of alphabets that I sort of like deal with on a regular basis, it is actually really hard for me to sort of venture outside my comfort zone. And I can actually remember the very first time I ever took him this way. It was because there was like this sort of like giant dog coming. And the thing about Charlie is that he's super, super friendly. Problem with being super friendly is that not every dog is super friendly. And so I get worried for him because he tends to run up to other dogs like they're his best friend. And that scares me because I remember the time, I'm sure I've told you all about this, when we were at the park at Lower Simcoe and Bremner at the Roundhouse Park, and this St. Bernard, who was his best friend for a while, him and Lucky were like besties forever, and then all of a sudden, randomly, out of nowhere, this St. Bernard grabbed him by the head and like shook him around like he was a rag doll. And ever since then, he's sort of had issues. And I get it. I mean, you know, I don't want to like, whatever. So yeah. Someone smells really good in this neighborhood. I can actually smell their cologne. Charlie. Hi, Bubba. This is a little nighttime walk here. It's kind of nice, right? It's really pretty out. I always find it funny when like a van just like randomly stops. I'm like, oh God, I'm not 13 years old. Please don't try to abduct me. Unless you have the good drugs. Then, I mean, no problem. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Good boy. Fun? One of the things that I find really funny about Charlie is that he likes to do the thing that we used to call with like Lucky. So Lucky used to do this a lot. And Charlie almost never did it until Lucky passed and Lucky wasn't around anymore. And then it's almost like he felt like he had to like lift up the flames. So Lucky used to do this thing we would call ghost peas. So he would literally like, I mean, of course he was 17 years old, so we sort of gave him like a pass, but he would stop and just sort of like lift his leg like he was peeing, but we would see that he wasn't peeing. And so we would start calling it his little ghost pee. And so out of respect, because he was so old, we would give him a minute to sort of like, you know, pretend like he was peeing, even though we knew he wasn't. And Charlie does the same thing now, which is I find kind of endearing because it is like a reminder of Lucky, and yeah, that dog got me through a lot of pain in my life, and I'm so grateful. And Charlie has as well, but to see him sort of like carrying on a tradition that his dad did, which he had never done before, is kind of funny. How you doing, Bubba? Hey? Also, by the way, in case you didn't realize this, I actually called them both Bubba. Neither one of them was more superior than the other. It was Lucky, Charlie, or Bubba, and Bubba was usually for both of them. But as you can see, like, our nighttime walk is kind of nice. Like, it's quiet out here. Like, there's not a lot of people. You know? He has his little things, and I'm like, hey, Charlie. And he's like, hey, bitch. And I'm like, oh, no problem. But yeah, this is our little nighttime area walk. Hi, let's go. Let's go now. This is one of those ghost pee moments where he's like, oh, I gotta pee. Oh, I have to pee. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna make it look like I'm doing something, but I'm not doing anything. Jerk! Just kidding. Not really. All right. You know what I find really funny about this sort of like neighborhood is, so my dream home has always been a one-story bungalow with a finished basement and a backyard. And I genuinely mean like that. That's actually my dream home. It's not like one of those like, oh, well, I'm just trying to like whatever. Like my actual dream home has always been a one-story bungalow with a finished backyard. And to have moved into a neighborhood where literally every fucking building is a one-story bungalow with a finished backyard kind of says something to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody else other than me, and it might not, and I might sound crazy, which is totally fucking cool. I don't really give a shit what anyone thinks of me. But there's so many like one-story, also I'm out of breath because I don't have my inhaler and I should have brought it with me and I didn't take it before I left. So my chest is having some issues, of course. But yeah, this is the city of like one-story bungalows with like finished basements and backyards. And I'm like it was so funny because like when I first started walking around here, I was like, okay, this is kind of creepy. Kind of felt a little bit like, what's that Reese Witherspoon movie with Tobey Maguire? I want to say it starts with a P. I'm probably wrong, but it kind of felt like that movie because I'm like this can't be real. Like you go through this sort of like moment of like, this is not real. This moment is not real. Like this is not real. I'm not looking at these buildings like this. And then you have this sort of like cathartic sort of like, oh shit, like this is actually the place I've always possibly dreamt of living. Like, it's weird. So yeah, I'm just saying, I know I'm weird, I'm fucked up, whatever. Y'all will get over it eventually. Y'all still follow me even though you know I'm fucked up. Maybe it's to laugh at me, maybe it's to laugh with me. Don't fucking matter, you're still following me. But see what I mean? So there's all these like, I know it's a nighttime walk, so you really can't see a lot of the buildings, and I'm not going to apologize that. I think that that's like more of a choice of like a little bit of privacy for me. So, but yeah, these are like all the little buildings around here, and it's kind of amazing. I genuinely love this one coming up. You can see the light right there in the middle of the screen. Their porch light, I fucking love it. And the fact that there is this giant park across the street. That's a park, by the way. Maybe one day during the day I will come through and I will film it, but yeah. Right now, this is the nighttime. There's people in the park. It's kind of awesome. But yeah, see that place right there. I don't know why, but that night light outside, that hanging pendant light does something to me. Every time I see it, like it just fills my heart with joy. Like the idea of living in a house that looks like this, it does something, Jimmy. I'm just saying. Privacy, of course. And you know what's really funny? Okay, so I see this little like, oh, you can't see it. I wish you could see it because it says, oh, can you see it now? It says 33 on it. And what it does is it makes me think of the sanatorium in Hamilton, Ontario. That is actually the number 33. So that's kind of fucking weird. But whatever. So yeah, this is our like nighttime walk. We're not home yet, so I'm not going to sign off yet, obviously. Pardon me, excuse me. The great thing is he sort of keeps in line. He sort of gets it that this is like a, I like to say air quotes, business walk. Like we're not here to like just walk slow and like just like smell everything and like pee and like whatever. Like he sort of gets that like, hey, we're just here to like do our business. And it's kind of awesome because, well, I mean, look at him. He's gorgeous. I always want to throw the dog poop over this like hedge because it's so big. I don't know if you can see it with the light, but I'm just saying. I never do because that's just not nice. But yeah. Hold on. Okay, go. So, yeah, I get it. It's dark. You can't really see me, and that's okay. This is our nighttime walk, and I like to make sure that our nighttime walk is different from the beginning because, like, I mean, can you imagine like having to do the same walk twice a day? Like, that's just like, oh, here we go. Can you just imagine that though? Like having to do the exact same walk twice in a day? Like that's not cute. So I try to shake it up for him. I try to like do different things all the time to make sure that he is actually getting like some real exercise out there and like whatever. As always, at the end of every single video, there are 3 things that you can do. Number 1, you can comment down below. Number 2, you can share this with your friends, family, and coworkers. And number 3, as always, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will catch each and every one of you on the flip side. Bye!